Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your host, Naughty. Bring you the latest and trending topics. And of course, I blog my life. Okay? How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Thank y'all for joining me. All right, I'm fresh. Good morning, Juanita. I'm fresh back off of vacation. Went to New Orleans, Mardi Gras, and chill. I had a time. Your girl had a time. I had a good time. All right, it was so much fun. The people down there in NOLA are great, hospitable. Felt a little southern comfort, you know what I'm saying? And it was great. I would totally go back. One of the things I loved is that they reasonably priced down there. Hold on, I'm gonna take off these gloves now. They reasonably priced. The food was good. Your girl beignetted out though. We beignetted out. Yes. So beignets are the equivalent here in New Jersey. Hey Natalie, a funnel cake. And Zappalis. Yeah, same thing. Bunch of dough fried up with some powdered sugar. Your girl beignetted out, but it's all good. My favorite beignets was the ones at the Musical Legend Park, where they have the powdered sugar and the pralines, the nuts, drizzle with some caramel. Yeah, those was good. They was delicious. Yes, delicious. Let me see. I had some fried seafood platter that was good. Some fried fish, shrimp, and okra. The fried okra, dynamite. Okay, best I ever had. Cause I used to love church's chicken okra, but nah. Nola got it. Nola got it. Love the gumbo. The shrimp gumbo. But my fave was the red beans and rice, baby. You can eat that all day long. Thumbs up this video. Yes. So let me see what else we did. We partied, of course. We went to the Jazz Museum, which was great. I vlogged that on my channel for y'all, so go check out that video. Um, nice setup. It was only $8 to get in there, but it was definitely worth it. Loved the whiskey factory. What was it called? Sazerac factory. Dope. That was a great deal because not only do you get the tour, and they show you how the whiskey is made, you also see how rum is made, and then you get the history of bitters. But along that tour, they give you samples, and that one was free because they probably make all their money off the alcohol. Hey, Miss Brenda. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Juanita. Thank y'all for joining me. Yes, child. So that was great. We had one day of rain. So that day we did like indoor stuff. But we trooped it out. We didn't let the rain stop us. The slavery market was dope. I got some great nuts from slavery market. And I also got a nice dress. Great shopping in Nola. Love the shopping. Beads everywhere. The first night we got there, we walked right into the parade because we stayed a block over from Bourbon on off a canal on Common. So we when we got in Friday night, we put our stuff down. We went outside right away and boom, walked right up on the parade. So the parade was great. Throwing beads. I got plenty of beads, y'all. Where my bead bag go? I got plenty of beads. Here we go. Hold on one second. Yes. This gonna be. I'm gonna drop the link because we're gonna get into Karen Huger Citizen. But yeah, got me a little tutu. I was in the spirit down there, y'all. Got my little headband. What else? Where's my mask? Where's my mask? Oh, my little feather fell off. I'm gonna have to put that back in. Yep, I got my little mask. I was in the spirit, and it was great travels. We had no problems on the airplanes, but they was giving bees away. But you know me, I gotta be extra. I had to get one that lights up. Yes, honey. I got plenty of bees. And I didn't have to show my boobies for him. Hey, be more shorty. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I got my weed ones. So. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I got my dookie rope. Yep, beignet'd out, but overall, it was a great experience. I will totally go back. I want to go back when it's warmer. Because it wasn't, so they cold is different from our cold up north. So it wasn't like that brisk bird cold, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because when we left on Friday, it was 18 degrees here in New Jersey. So that was like spring for us down there. It was a dope experience. The people, the Southern hospitality was great. I did have some crawfish, y'all. Yeah, they was delicious, but I threw it right up. Absolutely. They was delicious. So I ended up because I got 3 pounds. So I ended up giving them to our doorman, to our Airbnb. I was like, "You like crawfish?" He said, "Bug heads." I said, "Crawfish." He said, "Bug heads." We call them bug heads down here. I said, "Okay, you want some bug heads?" So I gave it to him. And he was very happy. He was like, "Thank you, baby." Yes, y'all. Everybody call you baby down there, okay? Um, let's see, what else did I do? Oh my god, Bourbon Street was lit. Okay. So we walking down Bourbon Street on Saturday, and this man was so drunk. He pulled down his pants and started peeing in the middle of the street. I said, "Where is my phone?" He was like, "Whiz." He was definitely manicured down there, though. Balls out, everything, y'all. Everything. I was so mad I ain't have my phone. Yes, booties was shaking down there. Okay, booties was shaking. You got the Daisy Dukes was out. You got your coochie cutters. Yeah, this chick had on some coochie cutters. I said, "Child, you are begging for a yeast infection, child." Even the white girls, they were twerking and doing. Chill. I got so much footage, y'all. And today I'm gonna try to like edit some of it down and just create a whole New Orleans experience for y'all. But yeah, it was a vibe. I loved it. I totally will go back. Um, let me see. I'm trying to get y'all a twerker. Mhm. All the bars were nice. Overall, I love the price points down there. Yes, child, they are open down in Nola. Okay, I saw boobies and everything everywhere. Stepped and throw up. Did. Got to watch where you walking down there. Stepped and throw up. That's the seafood platter I had. Delicious with the fried okra. Um. Oh, a lot of art. Nola is rich in art, and y'all know I love art. Like I was in heaven, like seeing all the artists. I swear, like I have to go back to just buy art down there, seriously, and then just have it shipped to my house. And this drink right here, y'all, that drink right there, all you need is one. $11. All you need is one. Okay. So me and my girlfriend Tati went out, and we had them another time. So I was like, this is the best bang for your buck right here. Cause during happy hour it's only $11. But after happy hour, it was $2 more, which still wasn't bad. One and done. That's all you need. One and done. We got back to the room. My friend Marcy was like, Pull, you okay? I say, girl, I'm drunk. They went downstairs, came back up. Your girl was out. Okay? Out. And I could drink. Okay? But one and done on that drink. One and done on that drink. So much fun. It was a vibe. It was definitely a vibe. A lot of booty shaking. The Whiskey Factory had to be my favorite. Oh, the char grilled oysters. Wow, delicious. Mm, delicious. They put like cheese over it. Mm. Here's the parade. The first night. Oh, my volume is low. So we was right in the middle of all the action. The Airbnb was decent, except my bed was broke, I guess. Yeah, it was broke. They attempted to fix it. This is Legends Park. It's cute in there. They have live music. It was nice. It was nice. Lots of art. Lots of art. Overall, I like the history, how they preserve their history there. We had a good time. Yeah, yeast infection, but she was rocking them Daisy Dukes though. She was rocking them Daisy Dukes. All right. The white girls was doing it too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of booty shaking going on. Lots of booty shaking. Thumbs up this video. But I had a time in Nola, baby. I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to go back. This is at the Jazz Museum. That's the day it rained. So that's why you see me with a hoodie and a jacket on. But we thugged it out. So the day it rained, we went to the Jazz Museum. We went to a couple of stores. Gym shopping. Oh my god, the gym's there. Half the price from New Jersey. So one of my good friends, Mossy, she loves crystals. She does all that energy work and stuff like that. She racked up. She had a blast up in there. That's Mossy. I'm gonna bring her on. I keep telling her to come on so she could do her card readings on trending topics. Yeah, here's the crawfish. They was good, but I threw them right up. Not the curl. Like after an hour, yeah. There's the beignets. We had a whole mukbang because it was raining outside, so we got all our food inside. But good cleaning out session. Yeah, the food made me gassy. But it was delicious. It was worth every minute of it. And I was about to finish them crawfish, but I was like, let me not get sick. Like that's how good they were. Like I ain't even care that I got sick. And it wasn't that they were fresh. It's just my body didn't agree with them. Bug heads. Yes, be more shorty. Red roaches. No, I didn't get the hurricane drink. I showed y'all the drink I got. What did they call it? It was something weird, but it was good. Oh, they got a daiquiri. Just see, like I just wish I had another day or so down there. Hey, Bree, you still out there? I had a great vacation. I had a good old time, y'all. Oh, Deshaun, yes, yes. The Southern hospitality was great, but I want to go back when it's warmer because I want to do like the swamp tour. I want to go to a real voodoo house, like because I love how they embrace the culture down there. Okay, so my friends didn't want to do the plantation tour because they said it was depressing, and we didn't come out to be depressed. We came out to have a good time. It's just so much more. I feel like it's more I need to see. I feel like I want to hit the club scene out there a little bit more. Yeah. I think I need a twerking video. What y'all think? I love it. I loved it. I love every bit of it. I love the shopping. Lots of great things out there. Let me see. I got this dress. Let me show you. Ooh. It's a hooded like sweater. Yes, I'm in the bed because I'm still in vacation mode. So y'all bear with me. But this is the dress. It's cute. I thought different. I like different. But outside of my bed situation, our Airbnb was nice. Oh, people do more for the Essence Festival. Okay. Yeah, y'all gotta let me know because I will totally go back there. The flight was good. I think we had experienced pilots because all our landings were so smooth. Just when our flight to I hate can I say I hate North Carolina airport? I hate it. It's so like crowded and small. They can't even accommodate the planes that come in there. So when we got to North Carolina coming back, the pilot had to keep circling around the airport because there was so much air traffic on the ground and they couldn't bring us in, which caused us to have to run through the airport for our connecting flight. Like we barely made it. We made it by the hair. They was just calling our group number when we got there because we was group 9 or whatever. But North Carolina, y'all need to get it together down there. How y'all gonna be a main hub and you making people late for they connecting flights? Because if we would have missed that, I wouldn't have landed until last night. Yes, be more sure. I hate it. It's like super crowded. It's barely any place to sit. It's a lot. It's a lot. I hate Charlotte. I thought O'Hare was bad in Chicago, but Charlotte. Ugh. And then they keep changing your gates, change because you got to be on it. They keep changing your gate, changing your gate. Yeah, so I feel like it's more I need to do in Ola. Absolutely. I feel like it's more I need to do in NOLA, and I totally want to go back because it's so affordable. Like you don't need a bunch of money. Like I will go to NOLA over Vegas because I feel like Vegas is overrated, overpriced. Like that one drink that I got would have cost you 25 to 30 bucks in Vegas. And I like the because like we went on the side streets, like looking at the different bars. I love how the different bars have so many different themes and stuff. We went in this one bar. It was like based on vampires and stuff. And so like there's an actual drink that they serve you in a blood bag. I thought that was cute. Tati got that. Tati got that. So yeah, it was a great girls trip, and I will totally go back. Like we experienced as much as we could. Oh, you talking about the airport? They fired most of the personnel. Yeah, I want to go back when it's hot and see. I don't. Hey, Corey, I don't mind the heat. I don't mind at all. So to be continued. Nola, we coming back. We coming back. It was a time, okay. And the hospitality was everything, but I just love that everybody be like, "Hey, baby." I did miss my lavender latte though, because they only had like hazelnut, caramel, and vanilla. So I rocked out with the hazelnut all while I was there. But it was nice, and it wasn't super cold either. So it was nice to get a break from the weather up here up north. It was a nice break. So yeah, me and the girls for Halloween, we going we gonna do Mardi Gras. Yes. Yes. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. A lot of live performers on the streets and stuff. That was cool. Um, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, let me tell y'all. So we walking back to the room to drop our stuff off or whatever, because we shopped till we dropped while we was down there, okay? Um, and so we my friend Tati wanted to stop at the liquor store, right? And plenty of liquor stores where you could just have drinks in the house, pre-party and go out. But anyway, so me and Moxie standing on the corner, and so this guy in a Jeep hits a minivan, right? So the minivan turned on the block to pull over, get his information, or whatever. Why the guy in the Jeep tried to pull off and run from the accident and ended up hitting another car? Smack. I said, look at God. But don't you know he had the nerve to get out the car arguing, knowing you was dead wrong. Child. But we got up out of there. We was like, we ain't gonna be no witness because he might pull out a because you know they license the carry down there, so you never know what could pop off. But yeah, he tried to run from the scene and hit another car. Imagine that. Mm, mm, mm. People is crazy. All right, we got so much to catch up on. Look, I've been keeping my ear to the street. Okay, we going to touch on Natasha K settling with Cardi B. Thank God. Thank God. Um, we're gonna get into what's going on in the politics. I got stories like lined up for you guys. Up first, I want to do yes, that's karma. Up first, I want to get into Karen Huger's sentencing. I will drop the link just in case anybody want to sound off or whatever. And we covered this on this channel. You know, she was charged with a DUI, and can I say I'm just very disappointed in Karen, and she obviously has some issues, and I feel like she be gaslighting us on the show, like she's the to-do person. I really don't think she got it together. Now we saw the footage, right? She could have not only hurt herself, but she could have really, really hurt someone else. And the fact that she didn't have enough wherewithal to know that she was not in any condition to drive, it's just like I feel like she should be more responsible than that. Okay. So the reunion is taking place. Let me see.
Was found guilty. This is very frightening, but I accept full responsibility.
No, you don't.
Everything that went on with my car accident.
I had like a couple of beers or something.
Yes, so I had. And then what you will not do is tell me what I can't do. We have about a month to go until you are sentenced. How are you coping at this time? Do you know who I am? This is never gonna change. They call me the Grandon. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Andy Coyne that. I don't care about me right now.
You should.
I care about my children. I care about my family. They're so hurt. I should have probably taken the cab.
You probably should have taken a cab.
Do you think that you may have an issue with alcohol? No, I'm not an alcoholic.
Yes, you are.
Let me help you out.
No, I did not. Oh, God. I'm lit.
Yes, you are lit.
I know a lot of young children look up to me, call me Auntie Karen, Grandon. Do as I say, not as I do.
She's not taking accountability to me. She is not taking accountability. She's not admitting that she has an issue. This is not Karen's first DUI. This is her second. And I really feel like she is only in rehab. She went to rehab because she thought that would lighten her sentence. She would not have gone otherwise. And I felt like she gaslit us the whole season in regards to the situation. Can I say I like Gizelle again? I like Gizzy. I like her better without Robin. But I think Gizelle's the only one trying to hold her feet to a fire. Yes, Karen is a narcissist. And I do believe she has a problem. And now she's trying to say she has a problem with pills, right? Right? She's trying to say, and you know where she got that from? Let me see if y'all know. You know where she got that story from? Mia. Y'all remember last season, Karen was trying to chastise Mia in her behavior because remember, she was so erratic. She practically attacked Dr. Wendy or whatever, and she had this erratic behavior, and she's gonna say it's because of what she was going through with Gordon and the divorce and all this thing, all this stuff or whatever. And she went to Karen, and Karen was like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Like Karen is so quick to judge and cut off everybody else and don't have understanding. But you're not keeping it real, Karen. And it's starting to make me think, are all those other stories true about her having a side boyfriend and things like that? So shout out to Bravo Snark side, okay? Real Housewives of Potomac. Karen Huger tells judge she had withdrawals from pills and rehab in a court plea. Chill. Karen Huger argued the stress of losing her parents. We still dealing with the loss of Karen's parents. It's got to be some type of grief counseling at this point. Please thumbs up this video. She argues the stress of losing her parents and providing responsible leadership on the Real Housewives of Potomac led to her taking more antidepressants, and she believes this played a role in her being arrested for driving under the influence. In Touch can exclusively report. According to the court documents obtained by In Touch, Karen, 61, asked the Maryland judge to go soft on her at her sentencing on Wednesday, February 25th. Now, in a newly filed motion, Karen's lawyers argue the reality star said Miss Huger's mother died on Thanksgiving morning in 2017 of kidney failure and sepsis. We talking 2017, y'all. Her father died 7 months later, June 28th of 2018, from the complications of Alzheimer's of a broken heart. Those two losses in quick succession were for Miss Huger's personally devastating and, in her opinion, may have been the straws that broke her back, arguably leading to several errors in judgment that led to her arrest. In this case, Karen's new lawyers pointed out they did not represent her in the trial in 2024. So she fired the original lawyers. They said Miss Huger reports that it was during the trial that she first saw the body camera footage of her demeanor and coordination. She had suffered a concussion from the exploding airbags. Along with the alcohol and medication, she reports that she was shocked with embarrassment. The court will also note that Miss Huger did not testify at the trial. For many months, Miss Huger was hoping to explain that she believes she drank in moderation. However, her difficulties that evening were the product of a combination of alcohol and prescribed antidepressant medications for depression. However, Miss Huger eventually to the legal advice of her counsel, indicated that such circumstances might be mitigated, but is not a defense. This is because the taking of such strong antidepressant medication can amplify the effects of alcohol on one's coordination. The taking of that prescribed medication is not a defense to DUI. It really isn't, because the first thing they tell you is you should not drink any alcohol. To the contrary, it's more of a reason to avoid consuming alcohol before driving, they added. All right, so Karen's lawyer said Ms. Huger reports when she started taking the prescribed dosage of the medication following her grape in college. Now we bringing up the college stuff, okay? She felt she was able to continue to drink in moderation in social settings. However, over time, the loss of her parents, the pressure of being in the public eye, and the stress of providing responsible leadership on a TV show continues to wear at her well-being. Over time, the doses of the medication went up, probably beyond prescribed recommendations. That sounds like you got a problem. Was she self-medicating herself? Did it go up because the doctor prescribed it to? But the drinking in moderation remained the same. As she explained, I was taking one pill after the assault, and then I began taking two after my parents' death, and I appeared to be in control and had no noticeable issues that I was aware of. In the motion, Karen's team detailed the night of her arrest. All right, so we know all of that. But so many excuses, but no accountability. All right, we bring up, and let me tell you something. Any woman that has experienced grape, that is a lifelong battle within yourself, right? And you can go to therapy to learn how to cope with your symptoms and things like that. And sometimes it requires medication, all right? But to bring up her parents, it's given she's desperate. Right. And any therapist that prescribes medication, especially antidepressants, they tell you you can have one drink. That's it. You shouldn't even do that because you never know how it's going to mix with the medication. It's just not cool. So I call bull swinky on Karen. Okay. I feel like she is full of excuses and she's really not taking accountability. And I don't think she realizes the gravity of what she did. Okay. And I feel like the only reason why she checked in the rehab is because she thought it was a possibility that it will cut back on her jail time. But it just goes to show what's done in the dark will surface to the light eventually. And I found out a lot about Karen in those released body cam footage. Number one, she talked about her marriage would never survive this. I don't think Ray is in love with her anymore. I don't think so. I don't think he likes the person she became when she started doing reality TV. I think the fame has gone to Karen's head. And I think Karen thinks of herself more grand than she actually really is. Food for thought. So that brings us to the latest, her sentencing. She has now been sentenced. Let me see where I want to go. Okay, let's go to the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room. She has now been sentenced. Please thumbs up the video. I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up and sound off about this. And then we gonna get into the other trending topics that we missed while I was on vacation, baby. Okay. Shout out to the Shade Room. Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended for 2024 DUI crash. Let me tell you something. It is not going to hit Karen until she is in that prison cell, because we all know she loves to live a lavish life. All right, so the verdict is in. Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger has been handed down a 2-year prison sentence for a 2024 DUI crash. According to Fox 5, Huger will only spend 1 year behind bars, as the judge in the case suspended the second year of the sentence, which will be spent on probation. Huger was found guilty of 5 out of 6 charges, including driving under the influence, negligent driving, failure to control speed, and failure to notify authorities of an address change. She was subsequently acquitted of reckless driving. As previously reported, Huger's crashed her Maserati into a pole while driving in Potomac in March of 2024. Body camera footage seemingly showed Huger stumbling over her words, and witnesses testified she used profanity towards first responders on the scene. An EMT testified that Huger refused medical treatment and a breathalyzer and a field sobriety test at the time of the incident. And she had the nerve to go in and plead not guilty with all this footage.
Not do a lot of talking at this point anyhow, because she's probably a little bit upset after the thing, so she's...
Can I ask you where you're coming from tonight? Ma'am.
She said she was coming from a friend's house.
Okay. Which way were you driving on Oakland?
Where you have it?
Were you coming from Bradley?
You have it?
I'll take a look.
Yes.
You're coming from Bradley?
Or wait. So you see it? Yes. Thank you.
You were driving on Bradley or from Bradley? Do you remember the accident?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Actually, nothing really. Breaking news.
Yeah, it's just that somebody ran you off the road.
They did.
Someone ran you off the road? Okay.
Yeah.
You remember that vehicle at all?
No.
No, you don't? Okay.
Wait.
You don't.
I
understand. It's dark out here. Yeah. Every time
I would rather...
remember
I
it
don't
being
like
video,
it.
not a
Okay.
record.
I'd rather
it's
her
okay.
not do a lot of talking.
All right, that's when she was on trial. Ray seems like fed up, and you could tell this is not his first time trying to cover up for her. Here's some seasoned pecans I got. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the sentencing. Do you think it's fair? Absolutely. I think it's fair. I think she needs jail time. I think she needs the time away to reflect. And that's why, like, it's never good to put on a front. Just be yourself. Just be your authentic self. Let me see what Corey's saying. She said Karen has been this way since the day they got married. Karen never loved that old man. She is a social climber and wanted to change her net worth. She wanted to be more than a farm girl. I see that. And it makes me believe. Remember Sharice was making those allegations? Remember Karen didn't want Sharice on the show. Because it's like, what does Sharice know? So I believe that Karen is a social climber. Remember this? Hold on, let me pull this up. Sorry, guys. Let me mute it. Okay. Who is this? Carlos King, unfortunately. Shout out to him. Remember Sharice was on
this podcast for a very long time, especially after you, myself, and the Green Eye Bandits.
Really, baby.
We had a good old slumber party in Miami where I got a chance to meet the legend, Sharice Honey. And it was a good old girl talk, don't you think?
Yes, and I was fanning out over you. I think the three of us were. I think we were totally fanned out.
That is so sweet. No, I was fanning out myself. And after that meeting, I was like, I got to get Sharice on the show. So look, you are one of the OGs. A lot of people like to say the initial OG stands for the original Grand Dame.
Oh my God.
Would that be the case?
You know that Grand Dame thing is a self-appointed title, okay? We'll just go with original gangsta or something like that. I mean, after all, this is Potomac, okay? Potomac, the real Grand Dames own hotels and planes and all kind of things. So yeah, no, that's a no. That's a no.
Well, let's get into it. So you were the original cast member of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And rumor has it, or should I say word on the street in my Giselle voice, word on the street is that you kind of like cast the show because these are like your friends. Is that true, Sharice?
That's absolutely true. So initially, you probably know Adrian Wells, who was the casting director for Potomac. Adrian called me. I thought it was a joke. And I'm playing along because I thought he was Andre, who was his brother because they sound just alike. Ends up, he's really a person. You know, when we were in Zoom, I'm like, oh my God, you're really Adrian. So, you know, we tried to cast Potomac. You would have thought I had a job because I was having interviews in Starbucks and doing the thing. I had fun with it. Wasn't getting paid, nothing. But I just took the title of, gave myself a title like these other people doing Potomac. Gave myself a title as casting person. And it was hard at first because in Potomac, it's a very conservative place. I couldn't get anybody to do it. Like, and the ones that wanted to do it, their husbands wouldn't allow them to do it. And like I said, this place is, sometimes I'm like, how do I live here? Because the people who live here are loaded. I mean, the pockets are super deep. So their husbands aren't letting them do a reality show. So I asked, could I go outside of Potomac? And Adrian said, sure. So the first person I called was Giselle, Robin, and then the list goes on. Now, Karen got on by default, actually. Someone thought she was a friend of mine because she was sitting at my table at a gala, and they thought she was my friend and recommended her. So Adrian kept telling me about my friend Karen. I said, I don't know anybody named Karen Huger. And he was like, Sharice, you're friends. And I'm like, no, we're not. But then eventually, I met her. I'm like, she's cool, you know, and you know, that's how it all happened.
So you were like Mariah Carey. So you didn't know her.
No.
And by her, meaning Karen Huger.
Correct. She and Giselle knew each other.
She and Giselle knew each other. So because your pockets run deep, you are amongst the wealthy elite in Potomac, D.C., Maryland, Baltimore, all of the DMV, honey.
I didn't say my pockets were deep. I said the pockets in Potomac are deep. I'm here on a wing and a prayer.
You could be humble if you want to, honey. I'll Google that net worth. Anyway, so there was a charity event. You obviously paid for a table. Right. Karen was plus one for someone else at your table. So she didn't pay for it herself. Is that the case?
Well, she bought a ticket for another table. She was trying to sit at my table. She just didn't know how it worked. A friend of mine recommended her and said, Sharice gets a table every year. You should go to this event. So she started trying to sit at my table. And then all this stuff when the show came about, it all came back to me like, oh yeah, that was the woman who was trying to sit at my table. But I didn't know her.
The shade is real. The shade is real. There's that social climbing y'all was talking about. Okay. So Karen, she wanted the spotlight. She wanted the fame at all costs.
But she did sit at my table and some other things too. But yeah.
So
that year I had more than one table. So she was at a table of mine, I should say. That I actually wasn't physically sitting there. That's why I didn't know who she was. I didn't see her sitting there.
Trump promised to bring down prices, but all we got is chaos. Josh Gottheimer's the Democrat for governor with a plan to make Jersey affordable.
I'm the only candidate for governor with a detailed plan to cut your taxes.
Josh Gottheimer, lower taxes, lower costs for Jersey.
Make it ring, girl, make it ring.
franchise. You came on, you were fun, beautiful, deep pockets, married, kids, the whole nines. And similar to Nene Leakes, who has also said that, she brought on Kim Zolciak, Sheree Whitfield. She kind of helped the producers cast The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But she was on that show for over 10 seasons. You weren't on that show very long, and you were the first OG to get fired. Did you feel some kind of way that a show you helped cast, you were the first OG to get fired?
Well, no, I'm just answering your question. No, I didn't feel any kind of way. I personally feel that when I did the show, understand, let me just go back to the casting part. Right before all this happened, I had lost like 3 siblings in 2 years.
Yes. So I can understand that. And I think it was best for you to just, take some time off, deal with your real life. And here we are, season 7. And now you're back, baby.
Yeah.
What made you want to go back into this world of reality, knowing that this show now is really about a bunch of women who will throw you under the bus every chance they get?
Oh my God. It was so weird for me at first because it wasn't like I was trying to get back on the show. At first I got a text from Lorraine, and Lorraine was like, we want to see you back season 7. And I'm like, well, let's talk. But I really wasn't thinking it was that serious. And then I didn't hear anything. So I said, oh, maybe they changed their mind. And obviously I'm still friends with everyone except one. I'm really cool with everyone except one. So, I know that Lorraine had talked to the different cast members. And everyone's like, oh yeah, of course. Probably, maybe not one, but of course we would love to have Sharice back. And so at the weird part was I wasn't really sure if I wanted to come back at first, honestly, because I was like at this
about things you've heard, because in the teaser for the season, we did see Karen get up out of her seat and point her fingers in your face and, said things like, you're gonna fuck with me and my husband. And on Karen's YouTube channel, she said a few weeks ago that, and I quote, I don't fuck with her because I don't fuck with her.
But she doesn't have a reason to dislike me. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, Sharice, if you call her the old black lady who slept around with young boys and getting drunk.
This is my first time ever saying that. Ever. I've never even said this before. You've heard it first, right here on Carlos King. I've never said that in my life. But this woman has made it her life to talk about me now. And it's always been baffling because my whole thing was just trying to figure out, what did I do, sis? Like, what did I do? And she
so where does it come from? Because, you make a good point, because at the end of the day, we know that Karen and Giselle read each other for sport, right? Mm-hmm. And we know the history of what that is like. And plus, I even said to the both of them, I think they just have fun doing it because it's funny and they know that the audience loves it. Right. But you and the Grand Dame seem to really have this this relationship that breeds in angst. And it may not come from both sides, it may come from one side. But where does it well, we got to watch the rest of the season for me to pick. But where does it stem from? Does it stem from the fact that she called you a harlot? You allege she had this blue-eyed boyfriend, that she was cheating on the Black Bill Gates? Like, where does it come from?
I honestly don't know where it comes from with her. I've never had an issue with her. I know she says something about, I said something about her mom or something, which I never did. I just said something like, you haven't been a good friend. It was season 5 and I went to an event that Candace had. And I said to her, you haven't been a very good friend. And her thing is, she took offense to it because I was, what I meant was, and I think I said to her, I was around for her. We both have older parents. And so had older parents. And so we were going through the same stages of life with our parents and, dementia or, different things. And so I thought she and I were kind of bonding in different ways because there's a lot of similarities between us. Like they thought she and I would be good friends because we're like 2 years apart, I know it's hard to tell, but it's like we're 2 years apart. And so we have so much in common, and so when
Trump promised to bring down prices, but all.
Okay. Enough of that. But where's Karen's animosity? I feel like it's a situation like this. Karen used Sharice for what she could use her for, and she had no more purpose for her, so she discarded her once she got on the show. But are the rumors true? Did her and Ray have an arrangement like Gordon and I can't say me, like Gordon and Mia? I don't know. The shade is real, and I just really feel like the mask is coming off on Karen. And I really feel like she's still not taking any accountability because she could have really, really hurt someone bad. Like, she could be going to prison for vehicular homicide. So I feel like the time spent, the 1 year in prison, is warranted. I don't feel like it's too harsh. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all feel like Karen Huger's sentencing is too harsh. You don't believe what? Oh, that they have an arrangement. Mm. Mm. Oh, will her little, because doesn't she have a title in Siri? Will her title be stripped away? I wonder. Karen is the Lulu. I believe that. I believe that. And I believe Ray didn't like who she became once she got on the show. Now, Karen's not really that original though. You know what I'm saying? Like she will snatch somebody else's idea in a heartbeat and make it her own. Didn't she do that with Dr. Wendy? And her hey Eric, hey baby. In my Nola accent, hey baby. But yeah, no, I feel like the sentencing is appropriate, and I feel like Karen is doing a horrible job at being accountable for her actions. Excuse me. Corey said, yeah, she may lose her little title, right? In the small town of Surrey. But I'm disappointed that she's still trying to use, and don't get me wrong, the loss of your parents is a huge deal, right? Especially when you had them all your life. And I just wonder how big of a role Karen had with caring for her parents. And did she really not participate in the caretaking of them? And she is consumed with guilt. Because I think it's like her parents passed in 2017, right? And granted, the grief process is different for everyone. I'm not saying that, but she can't seem to move past it. And I'm like, why? Are you feeling guilt because you didn't do all you can do as a daughter? I'm serious. Like, how much of a role did she take in care? Like, I'm hands on with my mom and dealing with, her Alzheimer's and stuff like that. When I cared for my grandma who had dementia and stuff like that, um, I was sad for a time because I knew I would miss her. But also I knew I did everything I could to care for her in her last days to make sure she was comfortable. And that kind of took the place of my sadness, like at times, like because I still think about my grandma and I miss her so much. She was such a big part of my life. Like she was like my second mother or whatever. But because we were hands-on and taking care of her and things like that, I didn't carry around so much guilt. And not only that, my grandparents and even my mom, they had very honest conversations with us about death and how they wanted us to proceed. And one of the things my grandma used to tell me is like, I had a full life. You continue to live. You continue to carry on the legacy. Right. You know what I'm talking about. And I don't mean to sound, Corey, I wish you could come up. I don't mean to sound cold or callous and things like that, but like my mom prepared me for this era of her life. And I think by her preparing me, um I process things differently. Corey said, I believe her sister was the main caregiver and they both had dementia. My sister will carry that kind of guilt. You know what I'm talking about, Corey. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. Like for her parents to pass in 2017 and here we are in 2025 and she's still using their passing as an excuse for her poor decision making. and you're on antidepressants, to me, that screams guilt. That you weren't there really caring for your parents hands-on. You were too busy being a star, which took away from quality time you could have had with your parents. And I just really feel like Karen uses her parents' passing as an excuse to emotionally extort the public and her cast members. And to me, when I think of that, it's the fact that she is still grieving that loss. It tells me she was guilty. She feels guilty because she really didn't do all she can do to take care of her parents. In the end, I mean, it's just food for thought, Naughty Crew. It's food for thought. I dropped the link. Hold on, let me try to pin it. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to sound off, but I just see through Karen's BS. I really, really do. I really, really do. Hold on, I'm gonna pin this. All right, I pinned the link at the top. And please, donations are appreciated. Your girl just came off vacation, spending a bunch of money, okay? But I think that's what it is. I think Karen is consumed with guilt because she really wasn't there taking care of her parents hands-on in those last days. You saw through it day one. Right. Because I'm sorry, like, you got your grieving process and stuff like that. But, like, especially as a grandchild taking care of her grandparents. And see, my mom is the oldest of her siblings. So the brunt of that fell on me, my brother, my mom, and stuff like that. Like, and taking care of my grandparents. And they brought us up. You don't put, like, my mom doesn't, because people like, you could put her in a home. Hell no, that is not her wishes. I'm gonna be right here taking care of her until the last breath or whatever. But I won't have that guilt. You know what I'm saying? I know I did everything I could do to keep her comfortable and to make sure she can be happy in the end. I think that's what Karen suffers with. I think she has an immense amount of guilt because she was too busy being the grande dame and doing the TV show and being a celebrity that she wasn't there to take care of her parents. But you could find comfort in extending that legacy. I mean, look, she was left land and everything as a result of that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, so we'll see. I'll look out to find out more details about when she has to actually turn herself in, but I know she's distraught, and I knew as soon as they started talking about her being in rehab, I said she's trying to get that sentence reduced. She should have went to rehab as soon as the arrest happened. That's how you get leniency. She should have went to rehab, but clearly, and I played it at the beginning of the show, clearly she doesn't feel like she has a problem, and she does. She does, and I don't like the way she makes the cast members tiptoe around her. And why does she feel like she needs to take a leadership role on the show? Nobody gave you that responsibility. These are grown women. And then you sit there and you try to play Miss Neutral. Like, you're never on the side. Right, Corey. She needed a PR person when it happened. I think as soon as it happened, Ray should have forced her to go to rehab. Period. But poor Ray, he looks so distraught. But what I gathered from it is that he's used to covering up for her. I have a feeling she'd be up in the house drunk. Okay? They rent a house that they don't own.
At this point, anyhow, because she's probably a little bit upset after the thing. So she's.
Can I ask you where you're coming from tonight? Ma'am.
She said she was coming from a friend's house.
Okay. Which way were you driving on Oakland?
Where you have
You had
Were you coming from Bradley?
You have it?
I'll take a look.
Yes.
You're coming from Bradley?
Oh, wait. So you see it? Yes. Thank you.
You were driving on Bradley or from Bradley? Do you remember the accident?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Actually, nothing really. Ray, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just that somebody ran you off the road.
They did.
Someone ran you off the road? Okay.
Yeah.
You remember that vehicle at all?
No.
No, you don't? Okay.
Wait.
You don't.
I
understand. It's dark out here. Yeah. Every County Police.
I would rather.
Remember,
I
it
don't
is being
like
video
him.
not
Okay.
recorded.
I'd rather
It's
her.
okay.
I feel like Ray is so used to covering for her. Do you think Ray will leave her? Well, Karen, now it's time for you to face the consequences of your actions, and the law will hold you accountable if no one else will. Oh my God. Kanye get on my nerves, but we want to get into that. Ooh. All right, let's get into Tasha K and Cardi B. And this settlement finally coming to an end. I'm glad they were able to negotiate something because, child, it's just been so much speculation behind this $4 million judgment. Bloggers want to see Tasha K taken down. And at the end of the day, I think people just want her spot, period. And, you know, the haters are going to hate, child. Shout out to the Jasmine brand, okay? The haters are going to hate Hunty, okay? So Cardi B and Tasha K reach a $1.2 million bankruptcy settlement following the defamation case, which I'm happy about because it's just like, go on to pay this girl her money so she can shut up, okay? So Cardi B and Tasha K have reached a bankruptcy settlement following their years-long legal battles. And let me, like, the longer this goes on, this is a bill for Cardi. Like, I would not want to keep wasting money on this. So I think it's reasonable that they come up with an agreement. And I'll take you back to the original verdict. Now, Cardi originally didn't want the judgment to be $4 million. The judge made it that way. So Cardi was still trying to show grace in the situation, which, you know, all right, Cardi, I mean, she got a heart or whatever. So according to the report, after winning $4 million defamation judgment in 2022, Cardi has agreed to a plan in which Tasha K will pay nearly $1.2 million over 5 years, with payments starting at $176,532 and increasing to $318,653 by the 5th year. Despite the settlement, Cardi retains the right to pursue the remaining balance of the original $4 million judgment after 5 years, and Tasha is barred from making any derogatory, disparaging, and defamatory comments about Cardi to her family. Cardi B sued Tasha K in 2019 over false claims that she had an STD and used illegal substances and engaged in X work. During the trial, she testified that the remarks took a severe emotional toll, leaving her feeling like she wanted to harm herself, okay? And even Tasha, she spoke to that recently. Like, she did not and would not want that on her hands, you know, that as a result of her actions, someone wanted to take themselves out or whatever. Hey, Jules, thank you for joining. But can I just say, thank God these two have come to some type of agreement, some type of arrangement. And so we could put this to bed once and for all. They're going to be joined at the hip for the next 5 years, but it is a lesson to all content creators. Like, unless you have concrete evidence to prove that things are facts, you shouldn't really be speaking on it. And that word allegedly doesn't work for all things, but you really have to do your due diligence. Now, Tasha got that information from Cardi's former friend, Star Brim. She's the one that brought up that allegation, and Tasha just took it and ran with it and kept going on and on or whatever. But it came from Cardi's former friend. Cardi also sued her as well, but what she did was just ignored it, and it went into default. And ultimately, she had a judgment of $250,000 or whatever. But can I just say, like, I'm glad there's some resolve so everyone can move on, even the content creators that were wishing jail in prison on Tasha K. Like, too far. People go too far. But I'm just happy we got some type of resolve in this situation. Let's see what some of the comments are saying. Ooh, I'm getting back in the saddle after vacation, chill. Okay. This person said, for those of you who can't comprehend, this is a chess, never a checker situation. At the end of the day, I think Cardi realized, like, it's not worth it. I mean, every time they gotta go to court, Cardi has to pay her lawyers. So, and I know her lawyers don't come cheap. Them legal fees, they add up. She'll ultimately end up paying $4 million in legal fees. So you gotta weigh out your options. This person said, good for Cardi. She did not give up. She sure didn't. This person said, damn, she humbled Tasha. They say, go ahead, Cardi. Cardi was going to get her money. She was. But at the end of the day, she was racking up a bill too. People fail to realize that. Let's get into Joy Reid and her show getting canceled. Oh, gosh. And I like Joy Reid. I like what she stands for. Then we're going to get into Dr. Heavenly messy ass, okay? It did. Joy Reid, she was so emotional. So the Joy Reid show got canceled, and I was like really, really sad to hear this. Because I think she's a class act, right? Shout out to Baller Alert. Cancel and shop at MSNBC shake up. So Joy Reid show canceled and shocking MSNBC shake up, blogged by Think Tank. So Joy Reid is losing her primetime slot as part of a sweeping network overhaul led by newly appointed president Rebecca Kotler. The New York Times revealed that Reid's 7 p.m. show, The Readout, will be replaced by a panel discussion featuring Alicia Mendez, Michael Steele, Simon Sanders Townsend, who I know none of these people. And the final episode will air this week, ending her 5-year run in the time slot. All right, so Reed, a longtime MSNBC figure, previously hosted AM Joy before moving to primetime in 2020. She has been one of the Trump's most vocal critics, recently telling his supporters to make your own dinner at Thanksgiving and suffer the consequences of your votes. All right, so she's very vocal. But she, of course, this was emotional. Here we go.
My show had value, and that that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like being on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nikole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud my show had value, and
as you should. And just because you're not on this major network, Joy, your work can still continue. And I believe in my heart of hearts, there is a bigger picture here. There's a bigger vision. And you do not need this major corporation to back you in order for you to continue to do the work. But I get, like, her emotion there shows how passionate she is about what she does. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Yes, your show did have value, and I love how vocal she was, and she's not afraid to stand on business. But this has caused other anchors, other colleagues to reach out. Hey, Kim. Rachel Maddow, who I love her. Here we go.
I'm going to take a little point of personal privilege here just for a moment, if it is okay with you. You may have already heard about changes that have been announced at MSNBC over the last couple of days. The new president of our network made it official today. Some of our shows are moving to different time slots or expanding or going away altogether. In prime time, just so you know, I am here 5 days a week for the first 100 days of Trump's presidency as planned. And as planned, I will go back to just Mondays after that. That is not changing. What is changing is that the show, Alex Wagner Tonight, is not coming back at 9 after the first 100 days. Instead, Alex will be a senior political analyst for MSNBC, and Jen Psaki will start hosting the 9 p.m. hour all the other nights except for Mondays. So that's a big change. An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid. I love everything about her. I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it. But there's just one other piece of it that you should know. From your side of the TV screen, you will mostly see changes in terms of who's in the anchor chair. And actually, everybody who's going to be in anchor chairs from here on out are great colleagues and great at what they do. And you are not going to be disappointed in who's on our air and what you're going to be seeing. But one thing you cannot necessarily see is that the people who get our shows on the air, they're really being put through the ringer. Dozens of producers and staffers, including some who are among the most experienced and most talented and most specialist producers in the building, are facing being laid off. They're being invited to reapply for new jobs. That has never happened at this scale in this way before when it comes to programming changes, presumably because it's not the right way to treat people, and it's inefficient and it's unnecessary. And it kind of drops the bottom out of whether or not people feel like this is a good place to work. And so we don't generally do things that way. Maybe all of our folks, including most of the people who are getting this very show on the air right now, maybe they will all get new jobs here. And I hope they do. But in the meantime, being put in this kind of limbo, the anxiety and the discombobulation is off the charts at a time when this job already is extra stressful and difficult. It is not news for me to tell you that the press and freedom of the press are under attack in a way that is really, it's a big deal for our country. It's very visceral for us here. I know that the business of the press is not an easy thing, and I know that no job is forever. But I think I'm safe in saying for all of us anchors who you know through the TV, please know that what pains us the most is not what happens to us. It is what happens to our coworkers on whom we depend and who you don't necessarily know, but we respect and love them and depend on them. And did I mention we respect them? This is a difficult time in the news business, but it does not need to be this difficult. We welcome new voices to this place and some familiar voices to new hours. It's going to be great, honestly, and we want to grow and succeed and reach more people than ever and be resilient and stay here forever. I also believe, and I bet you believe, that the way to get there is by treating people well.
Right.
Finding good people, good colleagues, doing good work with them, and then having their back. That we could do a lot better on, a lot better.
She makes a lot of very good points. That is Rachel Maddow calling out the network. And can I tell you, it's not just Anchor and all big corporations are going through changes. Like, I see the writing on the wall. I see my position at my job slowly but surely getting phased out. Nobody's safe. And with having Trump and Elon Musk in the White House and implementing things like DEI and things like that, it's going to affect a lot of major corporations. And I see it. The writing's on the wall. You have to be able to pivot and move and have a backup plan. Seriously, because these big corporations, they don't care. All they care about is their bottom line. And if they feel like they can cut down 10 people to 4, they will. But her words were very kind. I always liked her and Joy's dynamic. you just saw, like, when I saw the two of them, I just got women empowerment when I saw the two of them. Don Lemon also spoke out in regards to this, because Megyn Kelly had something to say. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for this. Now, Megyn Kelly, didn't she get fired for sleeping around at the job? And you got something to say about Joy Reid, who is an upstanding woman. She said, remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women's tears as pathetic and offensive to her? Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television, and shame on NBC for letting it go on this long. Disgusting. Disgusting. Talk about kicking somebody when they down. Like, she had a whole stomp fest. That's disgusting. No, you're disgusting. Well, Don Lemon got her together. And Joy, I think you should take a page out of Don Lemon's book. He is doing great after CNN. And I feel like Joy working for herself, getting on this YouTube and creating her the same type of idea like Don Lemon. Your show and your ideas do not have to go away. There's so many free platforms now where you're able to earn money, and you don't have to worry about the man limiting what you can say and how far you can go. Okay? Well, I mean, YouTube, they got their own rules, but I feel like she can handle it. I feel like she can go down the same path like Don Lemon. His YouTube channel is doing great. Remember, he got fired on his day off because he gave it to Elon Musk. We don't have to work for these big corporations. All we're doing is making them rich. Work for yourself. I encourage it. Come on, Don.
Megyn Kelly. In my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go fuck yourself. Okay?
Period. Period. Period.
I usually don't like to talk about her because she's one of those people, she thrives on it. She has built the second part of whatever of her career on being a troll. So this is what Megyn Kelly said about Joy Reid, right? And remember, Joy Reid is a woman, Megyn Kelly's a woman. She's supposed to be all about women and, you know, supports women. Okay, so this is what she said. Remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women tears as pathetic and offensive to her? Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television, and shame on NBC for letting it go on this long. And she has a, you know, she is an axe to grind when it comes to MSNBC. And also, this whole, she's racist, right? It's just, I'm gonna give you the evidence. So let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go fuck yourself, okay?
And she's a racist. So yeah, if I had time, I would go find the whole video. But Don Lemon has his own channel. Go over there and check it out. But I'm glad he is holding her accountable for her ill behavior, because it's quite frankly disgusting. Disgusting. But I think there are bigger things on the horizon for Joy Reid, because she's a woman of standards. She's a woman of value. And I consider her a part of the greats. All right. And so ultimately, Joy Reid delivered a final statement or opening statement. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for capturing it.
Happy Monday, everyone. And we begin tonight with what I think is the question. When you are in the midst of a crisis, and specifically a crisis of democracy, how do you resist? When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here. So what, if anything, can you do about it? Well, for one thing, you can try to learn from history, from what people in this situation in countries around the world and in America have done before. As my friend Rachel Maddow always says, history is here to help. America hasn't always been a free country for everyone, and we've had resistance movements from day one, from enslaved people fighting their captivity. Shout out to Harriet Tubman, who was a 92%er before 92%ing was cool. And even taking up arms during the Civil War, to the women's movement and the workers' rights movement and the Stonewall gay rights movement. They've all been versions of the fight to make this a free country for everyone and to have a true multiracial. And happy Monday, everyone. And we begin tonight with what
My show had value. And
Okay, so her show did have value, quality. She delivered the facts. She educated us. Hold on, what's this? Yeah, they're saying that Don Lemon and Megyn Kelly are using their newfound freedoms to speak more frankly than ever. Yeah, they don't have all those restrictions. But I feel like Joy Reid is part of the greats, okay? What's this?
Happy Monday, everyone. And we begin tonight with what I think is the question. When you are in multiracial democracy,
You know, I think this is a great way to exit. The best thing you could do is show them what they're losing. And Rachel, she said it best. Like, I think they're making a huge mistake by canceling her show. It just goes to show how suppressed we are. But you know what? Joy seems to be in good spirits. And I'm sure people like Don Lemon are going to get behind her. I mean, if Candace Owens can build an audience, I know she can.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wait,
are we really gonna do it?
I don't know. I'm about to do it.
Really gonna do it? Oh no!
I'm about to do it. Oh no! Let's go. Y'all, we about to go on here because it is the final show of the readout. And so we got here. I got squad. Look at all the people. Okay, so look, we about to have a wonderful show. I'm gonna get I gotta get in this chair because I actually have to have a microphone on me so that I can actually be heard. Not just on this live, but actually on the show itself. So, you know, I had to wear my merch. I've got all my merch on because I even have a shoe. Hold on, let me show you a shoe. I hope you guys can see it. Because, you know, we have the best merch because, you know, I'm really good at that. So we're going to actually have a fabulous show tonight, y'all. We have so many great surprise guests, people that you love, people that you enjoy watching on the readout all the time. They're going to be here. And look, let me one more time just show you the squad that we brought with us. Listen! So y'all didn't think we had a studio audience, but you know what? We kind of have a studio audience, at least tonight. I hope you guys are tuned in. I hope you guys are turned up. If you're with Win with Black Women, I just want to shout you out because I know you guys are here squatted up. And we just want to shout out everybody who has sent me text messages. Yes, I have 873 text messages in my phone. I'm going to send them. I promise you I'm going to text you back. If you have not been texted back, don't put it on my heart. I've literally been flooded. But hopefully you guys are going to check it out. As I said, tonight we're going to have a joyful show. We're going to have an informative show. Thank you, Claire. That was Claire. Claire hooked me up. You know, that's what she does to make sure that y'all can hear me. So now that I am ready to be heard actually on air, I hope you guys are ready because, look, we are not going to be talking about doom and gloom. We're going to be talking about what you can do and what you should be doing right now to prepare yourself to deal with this world that we find ourselves living in this country. So we've got advice for you guys. We got tips for you guys. We got your favorite guests. We got your favorite hosts from MSNBC coming in. You could probably guess who I mean, but it's going to be some of your favorites and my favorites too. We also got some folks in here. Oh, hold on a second. We got actual heroes here. Okay. He don't have his cape on, but is Harry Dunn? Where Harry Dunn at? Was Harry Dunn? Where he at? Harry Dunn. Oh, there he go. How could I not see the tallest person in the room? Okay, right. Harry Dunn. Okay, all right, y'all. That's Captain America. Don't nobody tell you any differently. I got you. Okay, so my executive producer is talking to my ear because she has to keep me disciplined because otherwise I'll be in here cutting up. But we have got, wait, hold on a second. Where's Tiffany Cross? Tiffany Cross! She is in the house. Everybody, y'all know Jason. Y'all never really see Jason in motion, so y'all got to see Jason.
So she's positive, and I really feel positive for Joy. I feel like this is not the end for her.
Joy Ann Reid.
Yes.
Her last episode on MSNBC was last night.
Yes. So this news.
She wasn't playing. She wasn't crying last night.
No, she wasn't.
On the show.
Last night she stood 10 toes down. I thought she was going to get emotional on the readout on MSNBC because last night was their last show on the network, but she did not. When the announcement was made, they said that it was because of like they're rearranging programming, like kind of like we going in a different direction. We have new things coming. They are replacing her show with another show that Simone Sanders is on. So last night on MSNBC on the readout, Joy Ann Reid, she came in pretty hot and heavy, you know, just talking about, you know, resisting certain things. I didn't know what to expect. I kind of thought that it was going to be like a, oh my God, I'm so sad. Like, and it wasn't that. She was very strong in, these things are happening. We are not going to get around it. And here's what we need to do. And I thought that it was a great programming. People were giving the network credit for being so gracious to her as she exited. But I thought that was BS, because if they were gracious, they wouldn't have canceled her. They would have kept her voice on.
Well, it's amazing though, because it's still a good thing for her, because over the because she had a show, what, 5 years?
Yeah, about 5 years.
Yeah, like all the people that she built up, the viewers and all of that, the fans stuff that she built up, they're gonna go wherever she go. Like,
Right.
I do believe it.
But I just want to know why.
That is
Like,
true.
why?
Everything y'all saying is true. Joy Reid will be fine. She can do whatever she wants, because as you just said, Jess, she has an audience, and whatever she chooses to do next, I pray her audience follows her. But I want to say this. I was reading, according to Nielsen Media Research, she lost half her viewers in December because MSNBC saw a 53% drop in primetime viewership after the election. When you see stuff like that, the way everyone mobilized to watch her last night, they should have done that in December, because when you have the numbers, it makes it very hard for folks to just get rid of you. So I wish that people would come together to support before something bad happens.
Because last night was
don't
an
wait until
event.
somebody gets fired, you know, or
come
gets
and
let
support,
go to come and support. When you see those numbers drop back in December, that's when everybody should mobilize and say, oh, you know what? We got to go support somebody who's always riding for
A lot of
us.
people don't see those numbers, though.
How was somebody supposed to know
people don't
that,
know
though?
those numbers.
But I think
until she is
you know,
let go.
but-
It's not like this information didn't go out there back in
And
December.
also, too, I would just
Yeah.
say, like, I make it a point, like, she's one of the people I make it a point to tune into, because I understand what she's doing and on the network that she's on, and just cable news in general, like, especially right now with this new administration.
It's slow. Like,
they
it's
don't
not-
want that, right? Like, a lot of times I feel like they don't want that. So I try and tune into her as much as I can, actually on cable news and on streaming. But last night was such an event. I'm like, man, I haven't felt like this since the pandemic. We haven't rallied like this since honestly.
Right. And that's when I kind of discovered her doing the panty and stuff like that. I do have to say this, like, ever since I got rid of cable, I don't watch those shows as much. So, like, I'm excited to see Don Lemon on YouTube, because that's where I'm at mainly, you know. So I want to see the readout on YouTube. Oh, Christy, you must be on the replay game. Thank you for replay game. Shout out to the replay game. Hey, Tails. So yeah, I don't think this is a ending of Joy Reid. I really feel like it's new beginnings for her. I really, really do. And I think because everyone's doing well. Don Lemon's doing well. Even Chris Cuomo is doing better. Can I say rest in peace to Roberta Flack, child? Oh my God. If you know, you know. I couldn't believe she passed away, but she had a full life. The legendary pop and R&B vocalist Roberta Flack has sadly passed away at 88. Okay, so Roberta Flack, the legendary pop and R&B vocalist, known for her Grammy-winning hits "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face" and "Killing Me Softly," killing me softly with his soul, killing me softly. We was listening to that last night. Passed away on Monday, February 24th, at the age of 88, and her death was confirmed by her representative, who noted she died peacefully, surrounded by family. And Flack rose to fame in the early 1970s with her intimate voice style and became one of the top recording artists of the decade, earning 4 Grammy Awards, including back-to-back Record of the Year wins for her iconic songs. She had previously shared in 2022 that she was living with ALS, which made singing impossible, but she remained active in her musical and creative pursuits until her passing. Love this for her. Rest in peace. Yes, replay game is in the building. Thank y'all. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Christy. So rest in peace to Roberta Flack, and condolences to her family. I know her records used to play in my house all the time when I was growing up. So yeah, I was like, oh my God, not Roberta Flack. Also, the cousin pastor passed away. Child. I said so much stuff. What is going on? Yes, I didn't cover much of him, but shout out to the Jasmine brand. Thaddeus Matthews, the cousin pastor, passes away at 67. Daughter says he apologized and repented before going. So this is his daughter, Melanie Matthews. She said, no more sickness, no more worries. You said you were tired and wanted to rest. On today at 2:25 p.m., you transitioned peacefully, surrounded by family and friends. On Facebook, family and friends, we want to thank those of you who have been praying for him and us during these trying times. We ask that you continue to keep us in your prayers and we process our loss. Peace and blessings to you all. Okay, 67 was so young.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And then you go get two women that I used to fuck. Okay. Yeah. They used to suck my dick like a Hoover vacuum cleaner.
Oh my
now these bitches get their mouths all over me negatively. But Carmen Kaboom and Tawana Murphy, y'all ain't shit. Y'all wasn't shit when I was giving y'all that $15 for that pussy. Shit.
Okay, so there how he became a pastor, I don't know. But rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. Too much. Too much, too much, too much. All right. Why is Madonna still trying to be a cougar? It's beyond me. It's beyond me. Oh gosh. So much is going on in the politics of things. Where do I begin? Please thumbs up this video. And we'll get into Dr. Heavenly. Did you hear that the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the Super Bowl champions, they refused the White House visit? Yeah, hungry. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. So Philadelphia Eagles reportedly turned down White House visit after Super Bowl win, sparking mixed reactions. So some people feel like their decision was divisive. Some people are disappointed. But they made their stance very clear the night of the Super Bowl when he showed up. They did not want him there. And you can't, I'm not going to judge anyone on their personal beliefs. It's ridiculous. So good for them for standing up. There's so much going on, y'all. I miss so much. But let's take an intimate break here, okay? Let me bring out Louis Farrakhan because he's speaking some facts. Here we go.
Don't be frightened for me. You better be frightened for yourself. Because some stuff is going down in America right now as we speak.
Headline on this Friday night, the standoff over government funding. The House voting to avert a shutdown with just hours to spare.
That all our lives are in danger right now.
Larry Hogan shot this video last night. These lights over his hometown in Davidsonville, just 25 miles from the nation's capital, as he pointed out.
And I've got to sound the alarm, brothers and sisters. I don't care nothing about my life. It's your life that I want to save. You can't believe how wicked, how low down and rotten. Wait a minute. You can't believe how wicked these people are to play games with your lives and the lives of your babies. Create a war just to get more money, to charge more interest, and send your babies to die for bullshit.
Period. Shout out to Rizali's mix for that one. But guys, we got to be prepared for whatever, you know. That's just the time that we live in. Yes, that's just the time that we live in. But can I say there is some very strong, powerful women leaders in the White House who are fearless, and they are not afraid to stand up to this administration. A quiet mouth don't get fed, Nighty Crew. That's the bottom line. But Kerry Washington, number one, she said some foundation. I like Kerry Washington. She's dope. Shout out to Baller Alert for this.
Last question for you. Now, you know, like Black people, we're always having our first. So like Black first this and Black first that, especially in today's time. But what's a final boundary that you want Black people to get over and overcome?
That's interesting. I'd like us to stop having to acknowledge first, because we've just been in all the rooms and done all the things. Thank you.
Last question for you. Now, you know, like
I thought that was a unique way to answer that question. I love Kerry Washington. She's such a vibe. Okay. All right. But oh, I forgot to get with Michael Rappaport. I forgot his reaction. Ciao. We'll get back to Michael Rappaport. He spoke on the Joy Reid situation, and I don't know if I agree with him or not. Did y'all see? All right. But there's a lot of strong Black women in politics now, and I think we need to take the time to highlight what has been going on. Sorry, guys. I got to get back acclimated. I'm still vacation mode, unfortunately. Shout out to the Shade Room for highlighting this. Highlighting some of the Black women that have been holding it down in politics over the years. Let's start with Stacey Abrams. She served in the Georgia House of Representatives from 2007 to 2017, and she was the minority leader from 2011 to 2017. In 2018, she found her organization Fair Fight Action, which addresses voter suppression. So shout out to her. How about Keisha Lance Bottoms? She served as the member of the Atlanta City Council and was elected city's 60th mayor. She also became the senior advisor and director of the White House Office of Public Engagement under the Biden administration. Okay. All right, what about Aja Brown? She served as the mayor of Compton from 2013 to 2021. At the time, she was the youngest candidate elected for the position at 31. Shout out to Karen Bass, is the current mayor of Los Angeles, and she serves in the U.S. House of Representatives from 2011 to 2022 in the California State Assembly from 2004 to 2010. Shout out to her. What about Cori Bush? She served as a U.S. representative for Missouri 1st Congressional District from 2012 to 2025. All right, my girl, Jasmine Crockett, who I love, child. Who I love, Jasmine girl. I love her sassiness. I love her being vocal. I love her standing on business. Okay, even when it comes to Elon She was outside of the White House and
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it. If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it. If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it. If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
okay. She said, I ain't at work right now. I ain't at work right now. Love Jasmine Crockett. She's very vocal. She's very proactive in letting us know what we need to know to combat the evils that are going on in our politics right now. So Jasmine Crockett has been the U.S. representative from Texas, 30th Congressional District since 2023. She is also a member of the Democratic Congressional Progressive Caucus and was named the co-chair of the Harris-Walz campaign last year. Shout out to her. I see great things for Jasmine in the future. Latoya Cantrell is the current mayor of New Orleans, where we just came from, Naughty Crew. She was elected in 2018 and made history as the first woman to hold the position. Prior, she represented District B on the New Orleans City Council from 2012 to 2018. Angela also Brooks currently serves as the junior United States Senator from Maryland. And from 2018 to 2024, she served as the country executive of Prince George County, Maryland, making her the first woman to hold the title. She also serves as the county state's attorney from 2010 to 2018. We got Maxine Waters. He's currently U.S. representative for California for the 3rd Congressional District and the second most senior member of California Congressional Delegation. All right. And Kim Foxx, she serves as the state's attorney in Cook County, Illinois. Yes, from 2016 to 2024. She was, didn't she bring the charges on R. Kelly or announce them anyway? Lisa Blunt Rochester is currently the junior United States Senator from Delaware, and she serves as the U.S. representative of Delaware at large congressional district and became the first woman and African American to represent Delaware in both chambers of Congress. And then we have Kamala Harris, all right? And she served as the 49th Vice President of the United States, the first woman to hold the title. She also served as senator representing California for 2017 to 2021 and as attorney general for California for 2011 to 2017. All right, so I just wanted to kind of acknowledge the women in politics. That's our Joy Reid. You got so much more work to do. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over until the fat lady sings, okay? All right, let's get into Michael Rappaport and what he feels about Joy Reid since I mentioned her. Shout out to the Shade Room. Michael Rappaport, I loved you on Wendy Williams. I loved how in tune you were with like Housewives and everything. Let me see about this, all right?
There's been a lot of discussion about Joyless Joy Reid. Joyless Joy Reid, her show got canceled. And I don't scoff at anybody in show business because she essentially is a performer. It wasn't a news show. It was a personal commentary show on a news network, MSNBC. I don't laugh at people losing their jobs, although she's still at the network. But the show itself, one of the reasons why the show got canceled is because people didn't watch. And I'm sure they ran it up the flagpole. Oh, should we cancel Joyless Joy Reid during Black History Month? They had to stop the financial bleeding. And you people that are complaining about Joyless Joy Reid's show getting canceled, did you watch? I see more people complaining about Joyless Joy Reid's show, and she wouldn't have gotten the show canceled. Okay, so you can comment, complain, post, this, that, and the third on every single blog. You should have been watching the show since you care so much, but you didn't care. You didn't care?
My show had value.
All right. So what he's saying is right. Like, it's no need in complaining now because she canceled or whatever. But I don't like that he was calling her joyless. I don't like that. Michael Rappaport. Don't kick people when they down. But even Charlamagne made mention of it. You got to watch the shows. But I have to tell you, I think the decline in those type of shows is because a lot of people they don't have cable anymore. So you have to find shows like that, like where they're streaming and things like that. I could tell you firsthand, like when I had cable, I watched her show. But since I got rid of cable, I'll be on YouTube. So I say come up with a YouTube show. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I don't like that he was calling her joyless. All right, so there's so much going on in the White House. Let's start with Elon Musk. Musk orders federal workers to justify your job as FBI tells staff to ignore him. Who's really in charge? So Elon Musk shakes up the federal workforce with the bold ultimatum. Who is this guy? Okay, so much. So 20 civil servant employees resigned from Donald Trump and Elon Musk Dodge, citing refusal to dismantle critical public service. Here's my thing. Don't quit. Make them fire you so you can get unemployment. Like, I would not be quitting. So Donald Trump and Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is facing a setback as more than 20 civil servant employees resigned, citing their refusal to use their expertise to dismantle critical public service. In a joint resignation letter, the staffers, including engineers, data scientists, product managers, wrote, "We swore to serve the American people and uphold our oath to the Constitution across presidential administrations. However, it has become clear that we can no longer honor those commitments." They expressed concern about political appointees with limited technical skills leading the charge to cut federal services that millions of Americans rely on, including Social Security, Veterans Services, tax filings, healthcare, disaster relief, and student aid. So the press secretary, Caroline Levitt, she says anyone who thinks protests, lawsuits, and lawfare will deter President Trump must have been sleeping under a rock for the past several years, child. This is becoming a mess. This is becoming a mess. It's a lot, Naughty Crew. But this is who they wanted as president. Sean Duffy on Elon Musk's request. This whole movement is potentially going to make people go, I'm going to come to work earlier. I'm going to stay later.
I have no problem with the employees here saying, what did you do last week? And if you can't come up with 5 things that you did, maybe you shouldn't be employed here. So again, this is an easy task. It happens in the private sector all the time. And so I wanted our employees to actually engage and talk about what they did. And I think this whole movement, Bill, is potentially going to make people go, I'm going to come to work earlier. I'm going to stay later. I'm going to look at what Donald Trump wants me to accomplish because he won the election. And I'm going to fight and work to make sure I help him accomplish that because I'm a public servant. I don't work for a party or a union or a think tank. I actually work for the president. And again, I think this goes to that point. Just tell us what you did last week.
Okay, so we looked up today's 20.
I have no problem with the employee.
Lord have mercy. Delusional. Delusional. That's all I can say. All right. Oh, this is Elon Musk baby mama. Now he's catching fire because he let the son, he like walked off and left the son. Let me see if I can find it. This Dr. Heavenly stuff is getting out of control. We're gonna have to get into that tomorrow. And then Jay-Z, we're gonna get into Jay-Z tomorrow. Diddy updates tomorrow. Cause I'm getting tired. I still feel like jet lag. I don't know. Maybe the time difference is affecting me. Oh. Halle Berry, she talking about her new man. Okay, I'm just like Madonna with a 28-year-old. Like, what are you doing with a 28-year-old boyfriend? Like, why you can't? Date somebody your own age. Ooh, so much stuff going on out of crew. Look like Ice Spice put that weight back on. Yeah, here we go. Elon Musk faces backlash for walking off stage, leaving 4-year-old son behind.
We don't have too many, but that one is a good one. No, I watched this rocket come down about 3 months ago. You're leaving your little boy. And I thought it was crashing. We don't have too many, but that one is a good one. No, I watched.
All right, so he is facing backlash. So is Donald Trump. Who's this? Insecure star. Oh, I love Natasha Rothwell with a frequently reminder on where she stands on Trump. She posted, "You are trash." She is funny. Well, Elon Musk, baby mama, spoke out in response to that. Elon Musk, he only cares about himself. Like, that's just the bottom line. Did y'all hear that Kiki Wyatt speech? So shout out to People Magazine. Grimes says fame is something you should consent to after son's Oval Office appearance with dad Elon Musk. So amid Elon Musk's new role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, Grimes hopes her children will be kept out of the spotlight. The singer-songwriter recently responded to critics who called her out after criticizing Musk for having their son with him in the Oval Office on Tuesday, February 11th, when President Donald Trump signed an executive order granting Dodge more power. Shouldn't a 4-year-old be with a nanny? I'm just saying, like, he got all the money in the world. I don't know, Naughty Crow. That's all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to give y'all highlights from my Mardi Gras trip. It was a blast. I'm definitely going back. I'm still in the Mardi Gras spirit. I wish I could have stayed this whole week. But I'm totally going back. I love the food, loved everything about New Orleans. But I appreciate every last one of y'all joining me. Let me know what y'all feel like, especially the replay game about Karen Huger's sentencing. Let me know what y'all feel about Joy Reid's show getting canceled. I feel like it's not the end. When one door closes, a bunch open up. So I think we should just be positive about that. But it just goes to show, if you want these type of shows to last, you have to support, just like YouTubing, right? I wouldn't be here without my Naughty Crew supporting me and things like that. But support your favorite content creators. Thumbs up the video, share, subscribe. Those are the free ways to support the channel. It's not always about the dollar amount, Sometimes we just need those simple things done so that we can continue to grow, But I love you all. I'm going to edit some more and post some more content from my trip and stuff. But thumbs up this video, share this live out, and leave it in the comments. Let me know what you all think. Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm Mel.